Okay, here we are back in the war room today. It is the first day of Belief Week. We have 75 days remaining. That's 75 days remain in Operation Red Flag's first mission objective, and that is, of course, recruit. Now, let's just go over quickly what we're going to do this week. We've got Belief Week here every single day. We're dedicating to raising your level of belief in the mission. Okay, so every single day we're going to be focusing on different aspects of the mission. Now, we're also going to start out today with a quick mission plan review, but we're not always going to do that. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is take a look at whatever the video is. If you're just jumping on board, somebody has shared this with you and you're just seeing this for the first time, this is 75 days remaining. We started at 87 days remaining. So you've got all these other videos like 87 counting down to 75 that you can go back and watch. They're all only like 5 to 10 minutes long, but it tells you a lot about what we're doing here. But I'm going to go over it quickly for you today because I'm a nice guy. Okay, so here, quick mission plan review. We are National Leadership Briefing. That's the NLB you see up there. And this is the war room. This is where we execute strategy focused on Canada, where it says advance and hold. That just means we are advancing the things that we believe in into the spheres of society, culture, politics, and government. And the ground that we secure, we hold. We relinquish nothing. We give up nothing. No more giving up. No more moving backwards. That's not us. That's some other guy, and that's a different room. You can go check out that room if you want, but this is where we advance and hold the positions that we secure. Now we do it in a peaceful, democratic way. This isn't a fleshly battle here. We're working, moving things forward, using the rule books, not violating any of God's laws or man's laws. That's what we do here. Okay, what we're engaged in now, we have Operation Red Flag in front of us. The R.E.D, R-E-D, stands for Recruit, Equip, and Deploy. It speaks specifically to the operational plan that we are executing to secure the highest office in the land for somebody who shares our views and values. Those are the values and the views represented in the principles that undergird the 4 pillars. If you need to know what the 4 pillars are, go to the nlbcanada.ca website. Hope you got a pen in your hand. Always have a pen in your hand, or else you're going to have to watch the video over again. But go to the NLB Canada website, .ca website, because you'll find what we call boot camp there. You're going to be able to go and watch videos. You're going to be able to review videos of what it is that we do, how we do it, who we are, and the whole thing is there. Gives you an idea as to what the foundation of our work is. Now, here with Operation Red Flag, as I say, we're focusing on executing a very specific strategy to secure the highest office in the land for someone who shares our views and values. The way we're doing that is we're taking the CPC, that's the Conservative Party of Canada leadership election campaign that's going on right now, and we're breaking it into its component parts. Oftentimes people in politics, just because of their unfamiliarity with the processes and how politics works, sometimes they rush past and miss steps. So this is a step-by-step process that we've broken down into very, very specific tasks. The first phase of Operation Red Flag, Recruit, is the onboarding of as many people as we can into the opportunity to receive a ballot to select the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. The reason we're doing that is because the way things are shaping up on the political landscape of our nation is that we are going to have that person who leads the Conservative Party of Canada. That person is going to be the next prime minister of our country. So this is the why we're doing what we're doing here. And why do we want to secure the highest office in the land for somebody who shares our views and values? Because the expression of our views and values in government policy and legislative proposals produces prosperity in the lives of our neighbor. We're not here to win a political contest. We're here to advance something, to seize and hold ground, because with that ground, we're going to prosper our neighbor. We're going to see that the things that manifest as policy proposals and legislative proposals that come out of the Prime Minister's office are going to be absolutely certain to prosper our neighbor and our nation. That's why we're here. Okay, the second phase, just real quick, is equip and deploy. That's the second and third phase of Operation Red Flag. And so we will get to that. We will get to the equipping and deploying. That involves actually working with the candidates, negotiating with them about your positions. I'm going to be taking your positions forward, the things that you care about, to each of the candidates. I'm going to bring the candidates to you. You're going to have time to meet them all. And then deploy is when we actually receive the ballots, and I'm going to walk you through ballot handling and handling the ballots. But at this point in time, the biggest mistake people make is they rush past the recruitment phase. They always rush past and they jump in and go, I like this candidate, I like that candidate. And what ends up happening is they just bunker. They hunker down and they go, this is my candidate. No, don't want to listen to anybody else. And then what happens is that they forget you got to actually onboard a whole bunch of people in that are actually going to agree with you about who your choice is. So let's get that done first. That period of time ends on June the 3rd. So here's the magic of the math. 75 days remaining brings us right up to June 3rd when the membership cutoff phase ends for when you can get a membership in the Conservative Party of Canada, so that you can then cast a ballot to vote for who is going to become the leader of the party and ultimately the prime minister. Okay, so that's real quick. I give you those real quick. It's just bonus material today because there's a lot of new people joining us every day, and I want to go over it, make sure you're clear. But today is Belief Week. Every week leading up to the election, we have different themes. Last week was Strategy Week, so go back and watch those videos of the strategy. I go into a little bit more depth about what the strategy is. You can review it. Like I say, nothing wrong with practicing, drilling, training, reviewing, getting a better understanding so you could share it with others. Okay, so let's start with Belief Week. Okay, this week, on the first day, this is Monday, I want to make sure you're clear on the belief of the importance of the mission and why it is critical that you make it a priority. Now, I know there's a lot of things going on in your life. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world, but I'm here today to make the case of why this is so important and why it needs to be a priority for you. A lot of people don't realize this, but right at this moment in time here in Canada, we are this close as people of faith to being absolutely brushed right off of the political landscape of our nation. And what I mean by that is that there are many people who are in very high and powerful places that are trying to push you and your ideas off the table into the dustbin so that you have no representation at all in politics. Things like the cancel culture out there that's ramped up into woke culture, all of these things. You've got politicians. We had a period of time, and I actually did some training on this because before COVID even hit, I identified something called the entombment of Christians that was happening in our nation. There was actually a move by politicians from some parties, and within all the parties, but some politicians, to actually entomb Christians within their own houses of worship. In other words, they wanted it to be okay for you to have all the free speech rights you wanted, as long as you simply stayed within the four walls of your church and talked only to your congregation. But you wouldn't have believed how many politicians, how many federal, provincial, and municipal politicians, elected officials, wanted you broomed right off the political landscape altogether and just entombed in your church, talking to the people, like preaching to the choir, as they say. But that wasn't anywhere near as bad as what we just recently saw, which is another manifestation and evidence as to why this is so critical. What we just witnessed with the handling of a bill in the House of Commons, it was called Bill C-4. And if you want to get into more detail about this, like I say, all of this is on the National Leadership Briefing YouTube channel. There's one video there, for example, called Crisis of Democracy. Crisis of Democracy. And we were the first people. There was nobody else that I knew of that came out as early when we saw this happen, where what happened was parliamentarians took a piece of legislation, a brand new piece of legislation that just entered the House of Commons, and they just ran it right through the whole process in the House of Commons and dumped it in the Senate. And without any consultation from Canadians at all. That was absolutely an incredible thing to see from somebody like me, who's been around this for all these years and seen a lot of shenanigans. This was beyond shenanigans. This was corrupt, what occurred. And so we started raising the flag, man. We started going, whoa, wait a second. Whoa, time out. I contacted some friends in the Senate, and I said, what just happened? Why is this bill all of a sudden in the Senate without any consultation from Canadians in the House of Commons? And I was there to say, what kind of resistance can we expect from the Senate to stopping this piece of legislation and slowing it down, because it was on a fast track to becoming law. Well, what ended up happening was right after I started raising those alarm bells, they advanced that piece of legislation from the beginning of the process in the Senate all the way to the end of the process, and it became law without any consultation at all. Again, I'm providing you this background evidence. And again, you'll get more details if you go watch the Crisis of Democracy video, because what happened was that they actually knew that this bill, this piece of legislation was going to be offensive to our community. They knew that there was going to be resistance from our community. People that were in our community knew that they would be actually challenged with with basically being accused of criminal activity if this bill passed and became law. And so what the parliamentarians did was they held up this knowledge of knowing that we would be opposed to this piece of legislation and the flack that they would take from the faith communities of Canada. And they held it up against the flack they would take from the mainstream media and the woke cancel culture and the LGBTQ activists and all of not the community, but the activists, those loudmouths that keep saying they represent the LGBTQ community when really they're not. They're just talking heads out there, and they're political activists using issues from the LGBTQ community to advance their own political agenda. Those guys that I'm talking about, the evil guys. So those guys, they knew they were going to get some heat from this. So the parliamentarians weighed out who they were going to get the most flack from. And they realized that they were going to get more flack from them than you and me. So they made the decision to sell you and me down the road, to throw us under the bus, and to pass this piece of legislation through the House of Commons without consulting with us, because we pose the lesser threat. Okay, now go watch the videos. There's more details and more background on there, but I hope you realize how challenging that is and how telling it is for an entire House of Commons filled with parliamentarians to have them all agree that they were going to race this piece of legislation through, and they weren't concerned about the heat they were going to take from our community for not giving us an opportunity to be a part of the legislative process, which, by the way, we are normally a part of the legislative process. Canadians, all of us, have a right to comment on pieces of legislation as they go through the House of Commons. That is, unless it's taken away from us, like it was by the parliamentarians with Bill C-4. So when I saw this is where it is. They are looking at us and they're saying, nothing to fear here, folks. We can do whatever we want. Well, we said no. No, you made a mistake here. You torpedoed the very part of a base of your party that is so critical for you. They're the people that hold God above government. They're the people in the party that actually have a faith. They actually believe in something beyond the political process and above the government of Canada. You torpedoed parents' ability to speak to their kids about issues of sexuality and gender. You torpedoed all of us in that process. So we launched a campaign called Operation Maximum Pressure, and we pressed parliamentarians to remove the leader of the party. Right? That's where we were. Because if you're gonna participate in this kind of shenanigans in Parliament where you're not afraid of us, we need to ensure this never happens again. So we are going to participate by helping you push your leader out. Okay. Well, here we are. They are now leaderless. And here we are. And the reason that we're here is because we want our ideas to compete with other ideas on the political and governmental landscape. We believe our ideas produce prosperity in the lives of Canadians. Why wouldn't we let our ideas prosper? Why can't we have an open discussion? But if anybody tries to shut us out of the process, then we just lay down for it, then believe me, they're going to keep doing it to us. Now, they're not going to do it to us anymore. That's for sure, because we have adopted a different stance. We're more tactical, we're more strategic, we're better organized, and we're totally fired up, man. I'm telling you, the community that we serve, all of us together right now, we're fired up. So if you're brand new and you're looking for a group of people that are motivated to run with, you are in the right place. We're on your six. We are here to run with you as we achieve these mission objectives. So why is this so important? Why is Operation Red Flag so important? Why is it important that right now, in this moment in time in our nation's history, with this specific opportunity before us, which is massive, to actually have the greatest amount of influence in identifying a leader who could lead the nation of Canada? Because we're this close to being broomed off the political and governmental landscape in our nation. And we have a right to be there, because we're Canadians. We have citizen authority. We have constituent authority that we can exercise with our members of parliament. We have political party membership authority now too, because we're buying a membership in the Conservative Party of Canada so that we receive a ballot so we can pick the next leader of the party. So I'm here. I hope you're getting this. This is the day one, the importance of making this a priority. I'm raising your level of belief, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I've been around these guys for a long time, and they are so close to brooming you and me off of the table into the dustbin that we either it's fight or die. It's fight or die. So now I choose to use the very rule books that are in front of me. I don't want to pick up a weapon. I don't want to pick up any, I don't want to just light my hair on fire and run down Main Street and be frantic. I want to look at the rules as, okay, tell me what the lay of the land is. Tell me what the battlefield looks like. And then you bring your guys, we bring our guys, and we all have a democratically elected person elected out of this process. And let's do it. Let's bring it, because we got lots of people right now that are highly motivated to have their ideas continue to be expressed equally with other ideas in the political sphere and on the government landscape. And so that's why we're here. That's why we're here today. Operation Red Flag. You're on the team. All you got to do is join us 5 minutes a day. Rules of engagement, remember what they are. It's real straightforward. We want you first to trust the plan. Trust the mission plan. And that's what I'm doing this week. 5 days, belief, focused on belief, trusting the plan. Second thing, share the opportunity. Like and share this video. Like and share. Make sure you get it out there. Make sure you go to copy it, take it to other platforms, whatever you can do. Make sure that you share this video and get others to participate in the opportunity with us. And then finally, maintain focus, because they're going to try and yank you off mission. They are going to try and yank you off mission. And you may not see it now because we're 75 days out. But I'm telling you right now, as we get close to that deadline of June 3rd, and we start getting close and we start revving up, and they start seeing the authority that you guys are exercising in a combined way, the voice that you're speaking with collectively, they're going to try and yank you off mission. But we're going to maintain focus because we're disciplined. We're disciplined. We're moving together as a unit. And I'm on your 6, and I'm going to help you every day. I'm here every day. No weekends off, no days off. I am here. I am focused entirely on supporting you and getting in anything that we can do. So like and share this video. Now I want to close with this here and let you know every Friday, we've gone a little long today. We don't usually go this long, but every Friday, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be recording a very specific message that is going to be me talking to the people that you're going to be sharing the video with. So the live broadcast is going to start out with the normal introduction, but I'm going to go into a very shareable message, keeping it short, just 5 minutes, just going, hey, I'm talking to your friends now. I'm talking to the people that are in your sphere of influence, and I'm going to make an appeal on your behalf for them to run with you. That's what I'm going to be doing every Friday. So every Friday, very shareable videos. Now you can share all these. You can like all of these and engage with all of them so that we can combat the AI. That, you've got the algorithms that we're battling as well when we're dealing with social media, and they're going to try and suppress us and shut us down too. But you can combat that by commenting, sharing, and liking the videos, engaging with them and moving them around. You can definitely combat them that way. Okay, so before we go, let me just quickly pray over this. Father, I thank you for the opportunity to call upon you to help us raise our belief in the strategies that could prosper our neighbor and our nation. Father, thank you for placing us here in Canada at this all-important time in our nation's history. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to stand in the gap, to participate in a plan where we can raise up someone who shares our views and values that are honoring and edifying to you. Thank you, Father, for this opportunity to work with these mighty men and women that I'm talking to here today. Father God, I just pray blessing over them in Jesus' name. Okay, until tomorrow, until we continue the Belief Week, I'll make it a little bit shorter tomorrow, but until then, God bless you, God bless your family, and may God continue to bless this great nation of Canada. Bye for now.